Hey YouTubers, welcome to Going to the Country, a series for city people thinking about moving into a rural area. We did it over 20 years ago to raise our children in a small rural community. It was the best thing we ever did. These videos aren't how-to videos, they're more tips and tricks, things that I've picked up over the past 20 plus years. Some things that'll save you some money and other tips that'll maybe save you some time. Last time we talked about the property, picking a piece of property. Today, let's look at choosing a building site. Depending if you're on a budget or not, there might be a few things you want to consider. So let's think about the building site. Where we are, I didn't develop this property. Where we are, the original builders put the house, it's almost 400 feet. It's probably over 400 feet from the road. So there's a lot of driveway there, plus hydro is a consideration. In this part of the world, southwest British Columbia, we're responsible for the poles. And once we install the poles, hydro will bring in the power for free. This property has 4 poles on it. My first property on Gabriel Island, 5 acres, I only needed 1 pole, and that cost me $1,000, and that was in 1990. So, there's something to think about. Do your local, check around locally, and do your research and find out what it's going to cost you. But, that might be a consideration for you. We like the privacy. We like being a long way from the road, but realistically, we didn't need to be 400 feet from the road to have privacy in this area and on this property. The other thing you want to consider before you start to build is think about where your septic field's going to go. And we're going to talk about septic fields in the next episode. So the other thing, after you've decided, okay, you want to build your site here, you got to look around at the trees. And before you start to build, have a few people come on your property and consult with them and look around. Have a faller come in. It doesn't have to be a tree doctor, just a local faller, and he'll identify trees that should be taken out, dead and dying trees that could be a problem in a couple of years. And so then once you've decided on your building site, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your driveway in, and then you're going to get your hydro in. You're going to get your hydro so you're going to have a temporary pole, so when you're building the house, the workers have power right there. So those are the first 2 things you want to do. And you can talk to your local contractors and people like that, and they'll advise you on what your costs are going to be and what kind of materials you can put on your driveway, things of that nature. Something else you want to consider or think about, if you're clearing a lot of land, you're going to end up with a lot of stumps. And in some areas now, they don't even allow burning. And that means all the stumps have to be trucked away, and it's more added expense, trucking time, and that it adds up. So make sure you do your research in your area. Check with your local bylaws. The contractors are going to know this. The trucking guys and the excavator guys, they're going to know the local bylaws. So check with them. But ask that question, can we burn? If you can't burn, it's going to be a lot of added expense. So there's just a couple of things that, city folks, you might not have thought about. Some of the expenses that you're going to incur before you even start to build your house. The main thing is local knowledge. Talk to some local contractors and excavator operators and get an idea of cost. Where I am, a big excavator is $110 an hour. So you can imagine your costs start to build up pretty quickly. So, and you have to bring in material for your driveway as well as the machine time. So just do some research so especially if you're on a budget, so that you're prepared for some of those costs. Next time, we're going to talk about septic systems and septic fields. So I'll see you next time.